Hello, and welcome to the first in the series of Bastock's Business Bullshit Busters, where I'm going to be taking common online digital marketing myths and just try to explain them a bit more of a human context and answer some of the common questions that I get. A question I got from a client yesterday is he was looking for a new website. He was speaking to an agency and they were saying that you have to go with WordPress for SEO. That was going to then cost him several £1,000s to develop before he'd even tested the market and to see if there's an idea. I want to explain a little bit more about that and kind of the idea where that fallacy has come from, what it means for you as a business owner if you're thinking of moving websites or if you're a startup and trying to decide on what platform to build your website on, and kind of how to navigate that going forward. So where that comes from is from a technical SEO point of view, and that is, I would say, slightly outdated now. We're now in an era where content and usability and focusing on the user and the customer experience you're delivering is far more important to SEO than ever before. Previously, it was more about technical optimization. So the reason why WordPress is often referred to as being kind of a really good SEO platform, and it is, don't get me wrong, but it's very technical. So you can really pull it apart. You can customize the URLs. You can do a lot with kind of images and load speed and make it really fast to load, and the kind of sitemaps, you can kind of customize those quite a lot and do some quite complex and quite not difficult but quite advanced SEO tactics to rank them, and that it is great at that. But for a lot of small businesses, I find it is really overkill, and this kind of fear mongering over the fact that if you've not got a WordPress site then you can't rank it, it is not particularly helpful because people aren't educating. When agencies are saying that, they're not kind of giving the advice to the small business there of why that's the case and whether that's actually their need or not. So I work a lot with Shopify, and again, that is a site that people sometimes say, oh well, it can't be ranked, and the reason why they're saying that is because you can't edit the URLs, you can't go in and access the sitemaps in the same way that you can with a WordPress site, or you can't do certain advanced technical things. And once you're at a certain size of business, sure, then you do want to go in and start really editing that. John Lewis, for example, aren't going to be running on Shopify because they've got a huge website, loads of customers, millions of pounds a year, but their website probably cost a few £1,000,000 to develop and to run each year. With Shopify, what I tend to do is focus on content and making sure that once we've done the keyword research, which is going to be a separate video, the keyword research then informs how we're building the on-site content, what we're doing on site, what are we putting in the descriptions, what collections are we building, what blogs are we writing, what pages that are informative are we writing. All of that helps build up, far more so than just having a really fast site, this kind of what's kind of a groundswell almost of SEO, where there's a lot more content there that then people can start reading, that Google can read as well as users, and understand what our site is about. The thing with WordPress is if you are a small startup and if you're an individual or there's just two of you, you're not necessarily going to have the time to dedicate to, or the budget to dedicate to, continuous WordPress support and kind of having a dedicated WordPress strategy or management plan and update plugins all the time, or work with your developers to make sure that site is as optimized as it could be. That's going to eat up your time and you're not going to have the time to invest in content. And I think that being able to spend time writing content and spending time on your website and making sure that the usability of it is so much better, that is really where the SEO value now is for small businesses, compared to having this extremely technically perfect site. That is not to say that technical SEO isn't important, it definitely is, but there's a time and a place for it, and I think for many small businesses they get caught up in that, and there's a lot of fear over being oversold things, and I think a lot of agencies probably are guilty of overselling these things to small businesses beyond their kind of requirements. So, in summary, WordPress, great for SEO. That does not mean you can't rank other platforms. So if you're on Squarespace, if you're on Shopify, if you're looking at some other kind of platform to try and rank, you can rank it. It's going to be focusing on content though, and there are benefits to that in that you're going to have a lot more time to write content and understand your customers if you're spending less time on the technical side of the SEO. Thank you for listening for this week's Business Bullshit Buster, sorry. There'll be more coming. I'm happy to do these kind of every week. And any questions, please do comment below and I will answer them in an upcoming video. Thank you very much.